Have you ever wondered why some people wake up with unstoppable energy while others drag themselves through the day as if life is happening to them instead of through them? The difference is not luck, talent, or circumstance. The difference is in the words they choose to feed their mind at the very start of the day. Your morning is the most sacred window you will ever have. It is the moment your brain is still soft, your heart is still open, and your spirit is ready to receive instructions. If you allow the world to write the first words on your mind, chaos will shape your day. But if you choose powerful words with intention, you will build a foundation of strength no challenge can shake. Think about it. Every thought you repeat, every phrase you speak becomes an instruction to your subconscious. Science shows that your subconscious cannot tell the difference between truth and repetition. If you tell yourself you are weak, it accepts weakness. If you tell yourself you are strong, it begins to search for strength in every corner of your being. Your words are not decoration, they are commands. They are blueprints. They are the seeds of your future. Imagine starting each day not with worry, not with doubt, but with power phrases that charge your entire nervous system with energy, clarity, and confidence. Imagine how different your days would look if your first thoughts were not about fear, but about victory. This is why you are here right now, not by accident, not by coincidence. Something inside you knows you cannot waste another morning on autopilot. Something in you is tired of starting your days in reaction instead of creation. You are ready for a shift. You are ready to step into your mornings like a champion, with words that ignite your soul and fuel your mission. And once you learn these phrases, once you repeat them with conviction, your life will begin to change in ways you cannot ignore. You will notice your energy lifting, your focus sharpening, your mood becoming lighter. You will see doors opening, not because the world changed, but because you did. The truth is, when you speak power into your mornings, you attract power into your life. But here's the most important part. This is not about shallow positivity. This is not about empty words or fake smiles. This is about programming your mind with truths that awaken the courage already inside you. You already carry strength. You already carry greatness. The problem is not that you lack power. The problem is that you've been silent too long, letting the noise of doubt and negativity fill the silence. Today that ends. Today you choose to speak. Today you choose to lead your mind before the world gets a chance to shape it. And if you stay with me through this, if you listen with an open heart and repeat these phrases with genuine conviction, you will not just feel motivated, you will feel transformed. You will feel like a champion standing at the start line of a new life, fully awake, fully alive, and fully ready to win the day. When you rise in the morning, you are standing at the threshold of possibility. The first thoughts you choose are like keys, unlocking doors you didn't even realize were waiting for you. Too often, people wake up and immediately give their attention away. They reach for the phone, scroll through the noise, and let other people's agendas shape their mood. By the time they look up, their energy is already scattered. Their inner fire is dim before they even step out the door. But you have the power to break that cycle. You have the choice to claim the very first moments of your day and fill them with words that set your soul on fire. This is how champions begin. Not with distraction, not with weakness, but with intention, clarity, and power. Your brain is most open to influence during the early hours. The mind is like soft clay in the morning. What you press into it becomes the pattern it holds throughout the day. If you press fear, you carry fear. If you press doubt, you carry hesitation. But if you press strength, belief, and determination, you carry a force that nothing can break. Every champion understands this. They understand that their morning words are not just affirmations. They are commands written onto the blueprint of their life. When you speak power, your actions follow. When your actions align with power, your results transform. And when your results transform, your entire destiny begins to shift. Do not underestimate how quickly life can change when you decide to master your mornings. One phrase spoken with conviction can ignite a chain reaction that changes how you walk, how you work, how you face challenges, and how you connect with others. It is not about saying words for the sake of it. It is about feeling them, letting them sink deep into your body until they become a part of your identity. Words repeated with belief become self-fulfilling prophecies. And the moment you choose the right words, you stop living by accident and start living on purpose. That is the secret champions live by, and it is a secret now open to you. But here's what makes this so powerful. Your mind is always listening. Even when you speak quietly, even when you whisper to yourself, your subconscious records every syllable. It does not question. It does not argue. It obeys. If you tell yourself you can't, your subconscious limits you. If you tell yourself you can, it begins to show you the paths to make it real. The words you use in the morning set the filter for everything your brain notices. You begin to see opportunities where before you only saw problems. You begin to feel energy where before you only felt exhaustion. The shift is invisible at first, but it grows stronger with every phrase you speak with purpose. That is why your mornings matter so deeply. They are not just the start of another day. They are the foundation for everything you build. If you build on weakness, the day collapses. If you build on strength, the day stands firm. And when every day is built on strength, your weeks transform, your months transform, your years transform. Soon you look back and realize you are no longer the same person. You have become the champion you decided to be. And it all began with the power phrases you spoke to yourself when the world was still quiet and your heart was still open. Every champion understands that the battle of life is won before it even begins. The way you prepare your mind determines the way you walk into the world. If your first words are filled with hesitation, the day will mirror that hesitation back to you. If your first words are filled with strength, the day will bend toward that strength. This is the hidden power of language. It is not just communication, it is creation. Every phrase you allow into your morning is a seed, and what you plant is exactly what you harvest. The question is not whether the words work. The question is whether you will choose to use them with intention or allow random noise to dictate your life. Think of the times you have felt unstoppable. Those moments were not random. They came because consciously or unconsciously you spoke power into yourself. You reminded yourself you could. You told yourself you were capable. That inner voice filled with certainty was the spark that carried you forward. The truth is, you don't need to wait for rare moments to feel that fire. You can create it every single morning by commanding your mind with words that awaken strength. This is not magic. It is psychology. It is the science of focus and belief, and it is available to anyone who decides to master it. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, a built-in filter that decides what you notice and what you ignore. When you tell yourself you are defeated, it searches for proof to confirm it. When you tell yourself you are powerful, it searches for evidence of your power. What you speak becomes the lens through which you view the world. That is why the first phrases of the morning are so critical. They become the code your brain runs on all day long. Speak weakness and you will see walls. Speak strength and you will see doors. The difference between a day of frustration and a day of victory often comes down to the words you whisper before the sun is fully up. This is not about pretending life is perfect. This is about declaring who you are, even in the face of struggle. Life will test you. Challenges will come. But when you train your mind with power phrases every morning, you face those tests with an unshakable core. You stop crumbling under pressure and start rising through it. You stop waiting for confidence and begin creating it. That is what champions do. They do not wait for the world to hand them strength. They build it within themselves through words spoken with conviction. Imagine stepping into your day with phrases that remind you of your resilience, your worth, your vision, and your unstoppable spirit. Imagine carrying those words into every meeting, every challenge, every quiet moment of doubt. Suddenly, fear loses its grip. Distractions lose their hold. You begin to move differently. You begin to stand taller. People notice it. Opportunities notice it. Life notices it. Because the energy you project is a reflection of the language you choose. When you choose power, you radiate power. And when you radiate power, the world responds in ways that seem almost miraculous. But it is not a miracle. It is the natural result of mastering your mornings, one phrase at a time. There is a reason the greatest minds in history have spoken about the power of the morning. They knew that what you plant at the start of the day multiplies as the hours unfold. One small decision at dawn can echo through every action, every thought, and every outcome that follows. That is why the words you speak in those early moments matter more than anything else. They are not casual. They are not random. They are instructions written directly onto the canvas of your life. When you choose words of strength, you step into your day with armor. When you choose words of faith, you step into your day with vision. And when you choose words of courage, you step into your day with the fire that no obstacle can extinguish. Every human being carries two voices inside. One whispers fear, the other whispers power. The voice that grows louder is the one you feed. If you give your mornings to fear, that voice will control your day. But if you give your mornings to power, that voice becomes unstoppable. The key is not to wait for the powerful voice to speak. It is to command it to speak by using phrases that activate your inner strength. This is why repetition matters. The first time you say a phrase, it may feel forced, but repetition turns force into flow. Your subconscious begins to accept it as truth, and soon your entire being starts to move in alignment with the words you have spoken. This is how identity is built, not in one dramatic moment, but in the quiet, consistent repetition of power-filled language. When you tell yourself every morning that you are disciplined, your actions begin to reflect discipline. When you tell yourself that you are focused, distractions lose their grip. When you tell yourself that you are resilient, life's challenges stop breaking you and start building you. These are not empty affirmations. They are declarations that rewire the way your brain fires. Neuroscience confirms this. The pathways you strengthen through repeated thought and language become the default patterns of your mind. The more you speak strength, the more your brain searches for ways to prove it right. And the more you prove it right, the more unstoppable you become. Think of it as momentum. At first, it takes effort to push the wheel, but with each repetition, the wheel turns faster, and soon it carries its own force. Your mornings are the push. Your phrases are the fuel. Your life is the wheel that begins to accelerate with unstoppable power. Champions understand this, and now you do too. They don't wait for motivation to appear. They manufacture it. They don't hope for clarity. They create it. And they do it with words that remind them of who they are and who they are becoming. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember this truth. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are at the command of your words. What you choose to say will either chain you to old patterns or release you into new possibilities. Speak weakness and live small. Speak power and live large. Speak doubt and stay stuck. Speak faith and rise higher. The choice will always be yours, and the impact will always be profound. One phrase can change the way you see yourself. One phrase can change the way you face your day. And one phrase spoken with conviction can change the direction of your entire life. Your mornings are not just a prelude to the day. They are the blueprint for everything you will become. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every intention you set in those first moments creates a ripple effect that touches every corner of your life. The energy you summon in the morning shapes your focus, your decisions, your resilience, and even the way others respond to you. This is why mastering the words you say to yourself is not optional. It is essential. You are not here to drift through life, reacting to circumstances and letting others write your script. You are here to command your mind, ignite your spirit, and step into the day with unstoppable force. The moment you wake, your subconscious is listening. It is waiting for your direction. It does not question your authority. It does not argue. It simply acts on what you feed it. If you whisper fear, it looks for reasons to validate fear. If you whisper doubt, it magnifies hesitation. But if you speak with certainty, strength, and clarity, it aligns every thought, every feeling, every action toward your purpose. Your words are more than sounds. They are the signals that tell your body and brain who you are and what you are capable of. Champions know this. They never leave their first moments to chance. They fill their mornings with phrases that reinforce identity, ignite ambition, and fuel courage. You have the same power waiting to be claimed. Repetition is the engine that transforms words into belief. The first time you say a phrase, it may feel unfamiliar. It may feel like an act of will, but as you continue, it becomes natural. Your subconscious starts to accept it as truth. Your body starts to respond to it. Your actions begin to align with it. Neuroscience shows that every time you repeat an idea, the neural pathways associated with it grow stronger. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Fear loses its grip. Procrastination loses its hold. The energy you need to take action begins to flow effortlessly. This is not wishful thinking. This is the science of your brain responding to the commands you give it. Your morning phrases are not about pretending life is perfect. They are about facing reality with strength. They are about declaring, even before the world challenges you, that you are resilient, capable, and worthy. Challenges will come, but the words you speak first thing in the morning prepare you to meet them with clarity and courage. When you speak power into your day, obstacles shrink. Problems become puzzles to solve. Fear becomes a signal that you are on the right path. And the more consistently you do this, the more your identity shifts from someone who reacts to someone who creates, someone who leads, someone who wins. Every morning you choose to speak weakness, the day responds with resistance. Every morning you choose to speak power, the day responds with opportunity. This is the law of mental alignment. Your inner world dictates your outer reality. When you command your mind with intentional phrases, you are not just setting intentions, you are sculpting the person you are becoming. You are turning potential into action, dreams into reality, and hope into unstoppable momentum. The choice is yours, and the impact is profound. One morning, one phrase, one decision to speak with power, and everything begins to shift. Your life begins to mirror the strength, clarity, and courage you choose to speak into it each day. Every day you wake is a blank page, a chance to rewrite the story of who you are and who you will become. The words you speak in those first moments determine the tone, the energy, and the direction of that story. If you allow fear, doubt, or hesitation to speak first, you are handing the pen to forces that will keep you small. But when you speak with intention, clarity, and conviction, you take control of the narrative. You set the standard for your actions, the expectations for your mind, and the possibilities for your life. This is why morning phrases are not optional. They are the foundation upon which champions build their lives. Your mind is listening, always. It does not need your consent to form patterns, but it responds to your leadership. If you start your day with self-criticism or worry, the brain dutifully searches for evidence to prove it right. If you start your day with words of power, resilience, and courage, the brain searches for evidence to match your declarations. Every thought, every phrase, every breath becomes a thread weaving the fabric of your day. What you say first matters more than what you will do later because your actions flow from the foundation your words create. Strong words build strong actions. Weak words build hesitation. And the results, as always, follow naturally. Repetition turns these words into identity. At first, the phrases may feel unnatural, almost forced. But the mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is repeated enough to feel real. The neural pathways activated by repeated phrases grow stronger, faster, and more automatic. What once felt distant and impossible begins to feel inevitable. You start to see opportunities where there were obstacles. You start to feel energy where there was fatigue. You begin to move with purpose, focus, and confidence, not because circumstances have changed, but because your mind has. This is the science of mental transformation, the engine behind the habits of high achievers, and it is available to you right now. The true power of your morning words is not in pretending life is easy. It is in strengthening yourself to face life as it is. Saying I am strong does not make challenges disappear. Saying I am capable does not erase difficulty. But speaking these truths with intention creates resilience. It prepares your body to endure, your mind to focus, and your heart to persist. Your morning phrases equip you with a psychological armor that no external challenge can penetrate. The world may throw obstacles in your path, but when your first thoughts are rooted in power, clarity, and determination, those obstacles become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Every word you speak in the quiet of your morning sets a tone for how the world responds. Weakness attracts resistance. Strength attracts opportunity. Doubt attracts hesitation. Courage attracts action. By choosing your words carefully, you are choosing your reality. You are sculpting your identity and directing the course of your life. This is not theory. It is science, strategy, and mastery combined. One phrase repeated with conviction can shift your perspective. One morning spent speaking with power can shift the trajectory of your life. And when this practice becomes daily, unstoppable momentum begins to form, carrying you toward every goal, every dream, and every version of yourself that you are capable of becoming. Your mornings are the most critical moments of your life because they are the moments that decide everything else. Every choice, every thought, every word spoken before the world demands your attention, either builds you or breaks you. When you wake and speak words of power, you are telling your brain, your body, and your spirit exactly who you are. You are saying, I am capable, I am strong, I am relentless. These are not empty words. They are signals that your mind cannot ignore. They set in motion a cascade of focus, energy, and determination that carries through every action you take, every decision you make, every obstacle you face. The human mind is wired to seek patterns. It is constantly looking for evidence to support the messages it receives. If your first thoughts are negative, your mind will find proof that confirms doubt, hesitation, and fear. But if your first thoughts are filled with intention, strength, and clarity, your mind will seek proof of possibility, courage, and resilience. This is not a simple motivational idea. It is a biological fact. Your brain's reticular activating system acts like a filter, highlighting what aligns with the words you speak. When you declare power, it surfaces opportunities. When you declare doubt, it surfaces obstacles. The words you choose in the quiet of the morning are the architects of the life you live. Repetition is the mechanism that turns these words into reality. At first, they may feel forced, you may feel resistance or doubt. That is natural. But repetition rewires the mind. Every time you speak a phrase of strength, you reinforce a neural pathway that shifts your thinking, your perception, and ultimately your behavior. Neuroscience proves that repeated activation of these pathways strengthens them, making new beliefs automatic. What was once unnatural becomes instinctive. Your body, your mind, and your actions begin to align with the powerful statements you have made. Confidence, focus, and resilience are no longer goals. They become your default state. The power of your morning words is not about escaping reality. It is about facing it fully equipped. Saying, "I am disciplined," does not make challenges vanish. Saying, "I am unstoppable," does not erase resistance. But these words prepare you to endure, to focus, and to act despite difficulty. They are a psychological shield that enables you to meet the world with clarity and courage. You do not rely on circumstances to feel capable. You command your own capacity before the day even begins. That is how champions operate. That is how ordinary mornings are transformed into extraordinary launches towards success. Every phrase you speak to yourself carries energy that shapes your day. Weakness invites hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage invites action. Strength invites opportunity. When you take control of your inner dialogue, you are taking control of your life. The morning becomes a proving ground, a laboratory, where you craft your identity and set your trajectory. One phrase repeated with intention can create unstoppable momentum. One morning begun with conviction can shift the course of your entire life. And when this becomes a daily practice, you are no longer reacting to the world. You are shaping it. You are no longer drifting. You are moving with unstoppable force toward the person you are meant to be. Your mornings are the foundation of everything you will accomplish. They are the decisive moments that set the tone for your energy, your focus, and your results. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every intention you set before the world begins to demand your attention either strengthens you or weakens you. When you fill those first moments with powerful phrases, you are sending instructions to your subconscious, to your body, and to your spirit. You are telling yourself, "I am focused. I am capable. I am relentless." These words are not empty. They are commands. They are the seeds from which your entire day will grow. The quality of your morning language determines the quality of your life. Your mind is a filter, constantly seeking patterns, constantly searching for proof of what you believe. When your first words are fear-based, your mind highlights obstacles. It magnifies doubts. It reinforces hesitation. But when your first words are strength-based, your mind highlights opportunity. It magnifies solutions. It reinforces action. This is not theory, it is science. Your reticular activating system, the part of your brain responsible for filtering information, reacts to the signals you send it. Speak power and the world begins to reflect it back to you. Speak weakness and the world reinforces limitation. You are not passive in this process. You are the architect of your reality, and the morning is your blueprint. Repetition transforms these phrases into identity. At first, they may feel awkward, forced, or even unbelievable. That is normal. Your brain resists new pathways until they are strengthened through consistency. Every time you repeat a phrase with conviction, the neural circuits that govern belief, focus, and action grow stronger. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors begin to align with the words you have chosen. Confidence becomes natural. Discipline becomes instinctive. Courage becomes second nature. This is the process by which champions are built, not overnight, but through relentless, intentional repetition. The power of your words is not in pretending life is easy. It is in preparing you to face life fully armed. Saying I am resilient does not remove obstacles. Saying I am unstoppable does not erase resistance. But these words equip you to respond with clarity, focus, and unwavering determination. They create a psychological armor that allows you to act decisively in the face of difficulty. You are no longer dependent on circumstance for your energy or your courage. You are producing it from within. This is how ordinary mornings are transformed into extraordinary launches, how potential is converted into results, and how vision becomes reality. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes your day. Weakness attracts hesitation. Fear attracts limitation. Courage attracts action. Strength attracts opportunity. By consciously choosing the words you say first, you are consciously shaping your life. The morning becomes a laboratory where your identity is crafted and your trajectory is set. One phrase repeated with focus and intention can create momentum that is unstoppable. One morning begun with purpose can redirect the course of your life. When this practice becomes consistent, you are no longer reacting, you are creating. You are no longer drifting, you are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny as the person you were always meant to be. Every morning is a chance to claim authority over your life. The moment your eyes open, your mind is a blank slate, ready to record the instructions you give it. The words you speak in these first minutes are far more powerful than any alarm, any schedule, or any external expectation. They are the commands that set your energy, focus, and mindset for the entire day. When you speak phrases that reinforce strength, resilience, and clarity, you are not just motivating yourself. You are programming your subconscious to act in alignment with your highest potential. You are sending a signal to every part of your being that today is yours to conquer, no matter the obstacles that lie ahead. Your brain is constantly seeking evidence to support what it believes. If your first words are filled with doubt, your mind will find reasons to confirm that doubt. If your first words are filled with power, your mind will find evidence of your capability. This is not theory. It is biological fact. The reticular activating system in your brain filters information to match the commands you give. Speak weakness, and you notice limitations everywhere. Speak strength, and doors appear where walls once stood. This is why morning phrases are so critical. They shape perception, direct attention, and prime action. Your words are not empty. They are the architecture of your reality. Repetition is the engine that transforms intention into identity. At first, these phrases may feel forced. You may question their truth or struggle to believe in them fully. That resistance is natural. Your brain has been wired by years of habit to follow old patterns. But every time you speak a phrase with conviction, you create a stronger neural pathway, one that gradually rewires your thinking, your focus, and your behavior. Confidence, discipline, and courage shift from effortful acts to automatic responses. Your body begins to align with your declarations. Your mind begins to scan for possibilities instead of problems. What once seemed out of reach begins to feel inevitable. This is the process of turning intention into unstoppable momentum. The power of your morning words is not about pretending life is easy. It is about equipping yourself to face reality with unshakable strength. Saying, I am resilient does not remove challenges. Saying, I am unstoppable does not erase difficulty. But these words arm your mind with clarity and your heart with courage. Allow you to act decisively in the face of resistance, to move forward when obstacles appear, and to maintain focus when distraction calls. You are no longer waiting for confidence or opportunity to appear. You are generating them from within. You are producing the energy, the clarity, and the resolve necessary to dominate your day. Every phrase you speak is energy put into motion. Weakness invites hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage invites action. Strength invites opportunity. By choosing your words intentionally, you are shaping your life, crafting your identity, and determining your trajectory. One phrase spoken with belief can create momentum that carries you through challenges. One morning begun with purpose can set the tone for weeks, months, and years to come. When this becomes a daily practice, you are no longer reacting. You are creating. You are no longer drifting. You are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with power, clarity, and unstoppable force. Every morning is a declaration of who you are and who you are choosing to become. The first words you speak upon waking are far more than sounds. They are signals to your mind, body, and spirit. They set the emotional temperature of your day, determine your focus, and prime your actions. When you begin with phrases of strength, clarity, and courage, you are telling yourself and your subconscious, I am capable, I am resilient, I am unstoppable. These are not empty affirmations. They are commands that your brain cannot ignore. They instruct every cell, every thought, and every action to align with power, purpose, and relentless determination. Your brain is built to notice patterns and seek evidence that confirms what it believes. If your first thoughts are weak or uncertain, it will highlight obstacles and magnify limitations. If your first thoughts are powerful, it will uncover opportunity and amplify possibility. This is not abstract theory. It is the natural operation of your reticular activating system, the brain's filter that decides what you perceive. The words you choose in the quiet of the morning create the lens through which you see the world. Speak weakness and the world reflects weakness back to you. Speak strength and the world opens doors you may have thought were closed. You are not passive in this process. You are the architect of your own reality, and your morning phrases are the blueprint. Repetition transforms words into belief and belief into identity. At first, these phrases may feel unnatural or even untrue. Your mind resists because it has been trained by old patterns for years. That resistance is temporary. Every time you repeat a phrase with conviction, you strengthen a neural pathway, making the statement a part of your subconscious programming. Over time, what once felt forced becomes instinctive. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors begin to align automatically with the words you speak. Confidence becomes second nature. Discipline becomes effortless. Courage becomes a default state. This is how champions are forged, through consistent, intentional reinforcement of powerful language that reshapes the mind, body, and spirit. The power of your morning words is not about pretending life is simple or avoiding challenges. It is about arming yourself to face life fully equipped. Saying, I am resilient does not erase obstacles. Saying, I am unstoppable does not remove resistance. But these words give you a psychological framework for action. They prepare your mind to focus, your body to act, and your heart to persist. You are no longer dependent on external circumstances to feel capable. You are generating confidence, clarity, and momentum from within. This is how ordinary mornings are transformed into extraordinary launches towards success, how potential becomes tangible, and how vision becomes reality. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes your perception and determines your actions. Weakness invites hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage invites action. Strength invites opportunity. By choosing your words with precision and intention, you are crafting your identity, setting the tone for your day, and directing the trajectory of your life. One phrase, repeated with focus and conviction, can generate unstoppable momentum. One morning begun with deliberate power can redirect the course of your life. When this becomes a consistent practice, you are no longer reacting, you are creating. You are no longer drifting, you are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with unwavering strength, clarity, and unstoppable force. Every morning you wake is a declaration of power, a moment to take control of your life before the world demands your attention. The first words you speak are not mere sounds. They are instructions that shape your perception, energy, and actions. When you choose phrases of strength, focus, and determination, you are telling your mind, body, and spirit that you are capable of more than yesterday. You are telling yourself that challenges will not define you, that setbacks will not stop you, and that your potential is limitless. These words are not empty. They are commands that prime every part of your being for relentless action and unstoppable growth. Your brain is designed to seek patterns and confirm what it believes. If your first words are full of doubt, your mind will highlight obstacles and limitations. If your first words are full of courage, your mind will notice opportunities and solutions. This is how champions operate. They understand that the first thoughts of the morning determine the quality of their entire day. The reticular activating system in your brain acts as a filter, showing you what aligns with your declarations. Speak weakness and life mirrors weakness. Speak strength and life opens doors you may have never imagined. The words you choose are not passive. They are the blueprint for your reality. Repetition is the engine that turns these words into identity. At first, these phrases may feel awkward or forced. Your mind may resist because it has been trained for years to follow old limiting patterns. That resistance is temporary. Every time you speak a phrase with conviction, you strengthen a neural pathway in your brain. That pathway begins to wire your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in alignment with the words you have chosen. Confidence becomes natural. Discipline becomes effortless. Courage becomes instinctive. What was once a daily struggle transforms into an automatic state of being. This is how champions are made, through consistent repetition of words that command the mind to perform at its highest level. The power of your morning phrases is not about escaping reality or pretending life is easy. It is about equipping yourself to meet reality fully armed. Saying, I am resilient does not remove obstacles. Saying, I am unstoppable does not eliminate resistance. But these words create a psychological framework that prepares your mind, body, and heart to act decisively in the face of any challenge. You are no longer waiting for motivation or confidence to appear. You are generating them from within. This is how ordinary mornings are transformed into extraordinary launches towards success, how potential becomes tangible, and how your vision begins to manifest into reality. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes perception, behavior, and outcome. Weakness attracts hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage creates action. Strength draws opportunity. By choosing your words intentionally, you are sculpting your identity, setting the tone for your day, and directing the trajectory of your life. One phrase, spoken with focus and conviction, can create unstoppable momentum. One morning begun with deliberate intention can shift the path of your life entirely. When this becomes a daily practice, you are no longer reacting. You are creating. You are no longer drifting. You are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with clarity, strength, and unstoppable force. Every morning is an opportunity to set the tone for your life, a chance to speak words that shape your reality before the world tries to shape it for you. The first thoughts you allow into your mind are more powerful than any schedule, any routine, or any external circumstance. They are instructions that your brain, your body, and your spirit obey without question. When you speak phrases of strength, resilience, and clarity, you are not merely motivating yourself, you are programming your subconscious to act in alignment with your highest potential. You are declaring to yourself and the universe that you are capable, unstoppable, and ready to conquer the challenges of the day. Your brain is wired to notice patterns and confirm what it believes. If your first words are filled with doubt or fear, your mind seeks evidence to prove those words true. If your first words are filled with courage, focus, and determination, your mind begins to seek opportunities, solutions, and paths to success. This is not abstract theory. It is a natural operation of your reticular activating system, the brain's filter that highlights what aligns with the messages you send. Speak weakness, and your day reflects weakness. Speak strength, and your day opens doors you may have thought were closed. You are not passive in this process. You are the architect of your reality, and your morning words are the blueprint. Repetition transforms these words into belief, and belief into identity. At first, they may feel unnatural, almost forced, because your brain has been conditioned to follow old limiting patterns. That resistance is temporary. Each time you speak a phrase with conviction, you strengthen a neural pathway that rewires your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Confidence becomes automatic. Discipline becomes instinctive. Courage becomes a default state. This is the process through which ordinary people become extraordinary. And it begins in the quiet moments of your morning, with words spoken intentionally and repeatedly. The power of your morning phrases is not about pretending life is easy. It is about preparing yourself to face life fully equipped. Saying, I am resilient does not remove obstacles. Saying, I am unstoppable does not erase difficulty. But these words give your mind, body, and heart the tools to act decisively, persistently, and without hesitation. You are no longer waiting for motivation or clarity to appear. You are generating them from within. You are creating a psychological armor that allows you to move through challenges with focus, strength, and unwavering determination. This is how ordinary mornings become extraordinary launches into action, how potential becomes tangible, and how dreams start to manifest in reality. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes your perception, your decisions, and your results. Weakness attracts hesitation. Fear attracts limitation. Courage attracts action. Strength attracts opportunity. By choosing your words with precision, you are sculpting your identity, setting the tone for your day, and determining your trajectory. One phrase repeated with focus and belief can create unstoppable momentum. One morning begun with intention and conviction can alter the course of your life. When this becomes consistent, you are no longer reacting, you are creating. You are no longer drifting, you are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with clarity, strength, and unstoppable power. Every morning you wake is a command center for your life. The first words you speak are not casual. They are the signals that instruct your mind, body, and spirit how to operate. They determine your energy, your focus, and the trajectory of your entire day. When you speak phrases of strength, clarity, and determination, you are not merely motivating yourself, you are programming your subconscious to align with your highest potential. You are telling yourself, I am capable, I am resilient, I am unstoppable. These words are not empty. They are declarations that prime every part of your being for action, focus, and unshakable confidence. Your brain is always seeking patterns and validating what it believes. If your first words are filled with doubt, hesitation, or fear, your mind will seek evidence to prove those words true. If your first words are filled with courage, clarity, and power, your mind will search for opportunities, solutions, and evidence that aligns with your declarations. This is not abstract theory, it is science. The reticular activating system, the filter in your brain, highlights what matches the signals you send. Speak weakness, and life mirrors weakness. Speak strength, and life opens doors that once seemed closed. You are not passive in this process. You are the architect of your reality, and the words you choose in the first moments of the day are the blueprint for your success. Repetition turns these words into belief, and belief into identity. At first, phrases may feel unnatural, almost forced. Your brain resists because it has been conditioned by years of habitual thought. That resistance is temporary. Each time you speak a phrase with conviction, you strengthen a neural pathway that reshapes your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Confidence becomes automatic. Discipline becomes instinctive. Courage becomes a default state. This is how ordinary people evolve into champions, through consistent, intentional repetition of words that command the mind and body to operate at peak potential. The power of your morning phrases is not about pretending life is simple. It is about preparing yourself to meet reality fully equipped. Saying, I am resilient does not remove obstacles. Saying, I am unstoppable does not erase resistance. But these words create a mental framework that equips your mind, body, and heart to act decisively, persistently, and without hesitation. You are no longer waiting for motivation to appear. You are generating it from within. You are producing the clarity, energy, and determination necessary to dominate your day. Ordinary mornings become extraordinary launches. Potential becomes tangible. Dreams start to take form. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes your perception, decisions, and results. Weakness invites hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage invites action. Strength invites opportunity. By choosing your words intentionally, you are sculpting your identity, setting the tone for your day, and determining your trajectory. One phrase repeated with focus and belief can generate unstoppable momentum. One morning, begun with intention and conviction, can redirect the course of your life. When this becomes consistent, you are no longer reacting, you are creating. You are no longer drifting, you are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with clarity, power, and unstoppable force. Every morning is an opportunity to reclaim your power, to define the person you will become before the world even opens its doors. The first words you speak are not casual. They are commands that your brain, your body, and your spirit obey without question. When you begin your day with phrases of clarity, courage, and strength, you are programming yourself for success. You are declaring, I am capable, I am resilient, I am unstoppable. These words are not empty. They are instructions that prime every part of your being to act with focus, determination, and unshakable confidence. The energy you create in the first moments of the day ripples through every decision, every action, in every interaction that follows. Your mind is constantly scanning for patterns and seeking proof of what it believes. If your first words are filled with doubt, hesitation, or fear, your brain will search for evidence to validate those feelings. If your first words are filled with strength, courage, and clarity, your brain will highlight opportunities, solutions, and paths to success. This is how champions operate. They understand that the first thoughts of the day determine the quality of everything that comes after. The reticular activating system, the filter in your brain, prioritizes what aligns with the signals you send. Speak weakness and your day mirrors weakness. Speak power and doors open that once seemed locked. You are not passive in this process. You are the architect of your reality, and your morning words are the blueprint. Repetition is the engine that converts words into belief and belief into identity. At first, these phrases may feel unfamiliar or even forced. Your mind resists because it has been conditioned by old patterns for years. That resistance is temporary. Each time you speak a phrase with conviction, you strengthen a neural pathway that rewires your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. What once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Confidence becomes automatic. Discipline becomes instinctive. Courage becomes the default state. This is the mechanism through which ordinary people transform into extraordinary performers. Through consistent, intentional repetition of words that command the mind to operate at its highest capacity. The true power of your morning phrases is not in pretending life is easy. It is in preparing yourself to face reality fully equipped. Saying, "I am resilient," does not erase obstacles. Saying, "I am unstoppable," does not eliminate resistance. But these words provide a mental and emotional framework that equips your mind, body, and heart to act decisively, persistently, and without hesitation. You no longer wait for confidence or clarity. You generate them from within. Ordinary mornings are transformed into extraordinary launches. Potential becomes action. Dreams begin to manifest. Every phrase you speak carries energy that shapes perception, directs focus, and influences outcomes. Weakness invites hesitation. Fear invites limitation. Courage invites action. Strength invites opportunity. By choosing your words intentionally, you are shaping your identity, setting the tone for your day, and directing the trajectory of your life. One phrase, spoken with focus and belief, can create unstoppable momentum. One morning, begun with deliberate intention, can change the path of your life. When this becomes a consistent practice, you are no longer reacting, you are creating. You are no longer drifting, you are commanding. You are stepping into your day, your life, and your destiny with clarity, power, and unstoppable force.